Good morning everyone. Today myself Gunjan Gandpal. I am working as a lecturer in Rama College of Nursing, Kanpur. So today we are going to take a topic from our sociology, that is family. So let's start with the topic. What is family first of all? When we are talking about family, it is the smallest social group that we are talking about because it is the primary group. When we are talking about family, it consists of our parents, our siblings, brother and sisters. So it is the smallest social group, and secondly it is the most important primary group. Why it is the most important primary group? Because when we are talking about family, they are the only members who are telling us about everything about the society, about the culture in the first place. Next, family exercises the most profound influence over the members. So because it is a primary social group, that's why it is having the most influence on the people itself. Now what is the definition when we are talking about family? To whom we can call a family. So family is a biological social unit that is composed of a family consists of husband, wife and children, or we can say that a group of two or more persons that are related by blood, marriage or adoption, and they are residing together, and all such members are called as a family. So they can be either related by the blood relationship they can have, or they can have a marriage relationship, or they can be adopted. But if they are living under a same roof, then we can call them as a family. Now there are different characteristics also that to whom we can call a family. So there are mainly 8 characteristics of a family. The first one is the mating relationship between the man and woman. So there is a mating relationship between the man and woman who is consisting of family. The second one is the satisfying the economic needs. So when we are talking about the family, they are the most important thing because they are satisfying our economic need. Whatever we are needing in a family, that is being given up by the leader of the family. That, for example, if we are saying in our family, our father are playing the role of the leader and they are satisfying all the needs of the people who are residing in the family. Next is common place for living. When we are talking about the family, so they are commonly seen to be living in a single roof. In a single roof they are living all together. Next is it is a form of marriage. When we are talking about family, so the family is started by the marriage itself. By the marriage only a man and woman are starting living together, and after the procreation their children are getting developed. So that is the family, that it is the form of marriage, and marriage is one of the most important characteristic of the family. Next is known by the name. When we are talking about the family, so we are having a particular nomenclature or the name that a family is being given by that. For example, we can say that within a family we are all having a common surname. Next is rearing and caring. When we are talking about the family, there are elders also, and mother and father also. So they are taking care of their children and they are giving them the culture, the relationship advices to be followed in the future. So they are rearing them, they are rearing them and they are caring for them also. Next is the protection. When we are living in a family, so there is a major role of the people, of the elders who are living in the family, that is the protection. They are keeping everyone safe and sound. Next is the satisfaction of the basic needs. So there are many basic needs when we are talking about a single individual. For example, shelter, food, economic, going here and there, education, medicine. So these are the basic needs that are being covered by a family. So whoever is the elder member of the family or the earning member of the family, he or she is responsible for taking the care of all the basic needs within the family. So these were the characteristics of the family. So next we are going to study about different types of family, that there are different types of family which are based on different factors. So we are going to see what are the different types of families. So first we are talking about on the basis of marriage. So on the basis of marriage we are mainly having 3 types of family. First one is the monogamous family, then polygamous family and polyandrous family. When we are talking about the monogamous family, in this there is one husband and one wife. When we are talking about polygamous family, there is one man that is marrying to more than 2 women at the same time. Then when we are talking about the polyandrous family, in this one single woman is marrying 2 or more men at the same time. Next is on the nature of residence, that where they are living. So on the basis of residence, they are being divided into 2 types. The first one is the matrilocal family. In this, the husband is going to the wife's home and living there. The second one is the patrilocal family. In this, the wife is going to the husband's house and living at the husband's place. Next is on the basis of ancestry or on the basis of descendant. So in this they are being classified on the basis of whose ancestry is being continued within the family. So there are again two types on the basis of ancestry. The first one is the patrilineal, in which the father's surname is going on or the father's ancestry is going on, and the second one is the matrilineal, in which the mother's ancestry is being carried forward by the family or mother's surname is being given to the children. Next is on the basis of relationship among the people who are living within a family. On this type also we can divide the family into two types. The first one is the conjugal family and the second one is the consanguineous family. When we are talking about the conjugal family, these are the people within the family who are having the sexual relationship among them. So we can call them as a conjugal family, or when we are calling about the second type, that is the consanguineous marriage. In this type of marriage, they are having basically the blood relationship within the family members, for example brother and sister, cousins. And when we are talking about the conjugal family, these includes husband and wife. Next is on the basis of size and structure. When we are talking about the size and structure, we can mainly divide the family into three types. The first one is the nuclear family, the second one is the joint family, and the third one is the extended family. So when we are talking about the nuclear family, this is the smallest family type that we can see, in which we can include the mother, father and children. This family can include the children or can be without the children also. When we are talking about the joint family, in joint family mainly we are having the three generations that are living together. For example, we can say that grandmother, grandfather is also living, their children are also living, and all their children are living together under the same roof. For example, grandfather, grandmother, husband, wife, their brother, their wives and their children also, all of them are living within the same roof. The third one is the extended family, which also include the relatives of the mother side also within the same family. They are also living under the same roof with them. Then we can call it as a extended family. The next is what are the different types of functions of family. So these are the functions or these are the things that the family members are bound to do within a family. So what are these? The first one is the regulation of the mating relationship. Mating relationship is very much important for the procreation and for the moving forward of the family itself. Next is the rearing and caring of the child. When we are talking about the family, then children are obvious members of the family and their taking care is very much important. So rearing as well as caring of the children, providing them the education, their medical facilities, their family facilities, talking them about the culture, these are the important part. Next is the protection. The protection is also being provided by the elders who are being living within the family. Next is the satisfaction of the sexual needs within the people who are living in the family. Next is the affection. Affection is also very much important function of the family, so that all the people who are living, they can be satisfied with one another and they are loving each other, so that they can do the work of the family or the complete the function of the family in a very smooth manner. Next is the socialization of the young ones. Who are the young ones in the family, or we can say the children in the family? The family is supposed to tell them regarding their culture, regarding their society, from which society or the culture they are belonging, and how to procreate it within themselves. Next is the cooperation and division of labor. When we are talking about the family, then cooperation is very much important, that all the people should have a definite role within the family that they should be able to perform. If they are doing their part very smoothly, then the family can be run very easily. So division of labor is according to the strength and capability. These people are dividing their workload and they are performing their work very smoothly, so that the family can work as a single unit. Next is the economic function. We talked about the characteristics also, that economic function is very much important, that they are providing all the basic needs to the people whoever are living within the family. So economic function is also one of the important function when we are talking about the family. Why? Because if the basic needs of the people who are living in the family is not fulfilled, then the family cannot function in a very smooth way. Next is the recreational functions. So recreational function means the extracurricular activities, which is very much important within the family, so that the mindset of the family is also within a very good region. So recreational activities like playing together, going out for a movie, going for a lunch or dinner. So these kind of the recreational activities are also very much important. Next is the religious activities. The family is very much important part of the religious activities. Why? Because they are only telling their young ones or the children that what are the religious activities, to which religion you are belonging, what you should follow in your future. So these are the things that the family is teaching them. Next is the health maintenance. Health maintenance is also carried forward by the family itself. Why? Because family, the elder member or the earning member within the family is only responsible for providing all the medical facilities or the health related facilities to the all the people who are living within the family. Next is the provision of home. All the people who are living within the family, they are living under the same roof. So all the people within a family are responsible or are given the single room or a place to live by the member, earning member of the family, or whoever is going out for the working. So provision of family is also one of the important functions. So these are the main functions of the family. When we are talking about the functions, according to the MacLever, we can divide these functions into two categories. The first one is the essential functions and the second one is the non-essential functions. When we are talking about the essential functions, these are the functions that are being only provided or that can be only satisfied by the family itself. Non-essential functions are the functions that can be provided or created by the family, or there are different institutions also that can provide that kind of need to the people. For example, when we are talking about the rearing and caring of the children, satisfaction of sexual need or provision of the home. So these are the three basic functions that are coming under the essential, because the home can be only provided by the family members. The rearing and caring of the child, taking care of the child, taking care of the education, taking the whole care of the children is only done by the family members. And the satisfaction of the sexual needs is also being conducted within the family itself, right? So these are the three functions that will come under the essential needs of the family. Then next is the non-essential needs. All the remaining functions can come under the non-essential needs. For example, protection. For protection, if we are saying, then we are having the justice, laws, courts. So they can provide the protection to the individual if he or she is going out of the family itself, right? Affection, there are friends, there are cousins, so they can also provide the affection. Other people except the family members also can provide the affection to the individual. Next is the socialization. So socialization can also be learned when we are going outside within the society. Next is cooperation. When we are going to the society, when we are stepping out of our home also, there also we can learn the cooperation, that how we have to work together as a team. So these are the recreational activities. For recreational, we are having different recreational centers. For example, we are having clubs, movie theaters, parks, where we can go and we can enjoy ourselves. For religious kind of knowledge, we are having different religious centers, like we are having church, we are having temples, we are having mosques. So there we can learn regarding our religion also. So these are all the functions that are coming under the non-essential needs. Why? Because they can also, because these functions can be carried out by the different institutions other than family member also. So these are the functions of family. Now next is, what is the modern family? When we are talking about the modern family, so these are only basically the nuclear family only, but in the modern family there is more democratic. They are having more freedom, they can do their work themselves, they are not bound to tell anyone that what we have to do. So when we are talking about the modern era, then we can see that modern families are being increasing day by day. So there are different factors why these modern families are being increasing in nowadays. So there can be industrialization or urbanization. There are two main important factors, industrialization and urbanization. When we are talking about industrialization, then we can say that the people from the rural area are coming so that they can work, they can earn for their family. So industrialization is one of the factor for the more number of nuclear family or the modern family in today's present time. Next is the urbanization, that the people are more focusing to come into the urban areas so that they can have a good salary, they can have a good job, they can provide good education. So because of that also, the more number of joint families are being converted into nuclear families nowadays. The third reason can be the more freedom, more democracy within the family, that they are not following that particular time rules and regulation that were followed in the previous time. In the previous time, elders were given more respect. Now elders are given respect, but the juniors or the younger ones are also having their point of view. They are also speaking what they want to do. Next can be the less number of religious activities within the family. So religious activities, religious beliefs were also one of the important factor in the ancient time that were keeping the family together. But today, because of less number of religious activities or culture or modernization, we can see that the modern families or the nuclear families are being more. So this was all about the family. In today's session, we studied what is the family, what is the definition of family, what are the characteristics of the family, that what should be there, to whom we can call a family. Next, we studied about the types of family. In this, we studied that the family can be divided into various types or various classification on the basis of marriage, on the basis of nature of residence, on the basis of ancestry or the descendant that whose ancestry is being carried forward, on the basis of nature of relationship, and on the basis of size and structure, in which we divided it into the joint family, nuclear family, as well as the extended family. Then we studied regarding the functions of family, that what are the important functions of the family, and we also saw that we can divide all the functions into two basic classification. The first one is the essential classification and the second one is the non-essential classification. So this was all about today's topic. Thank you. I hope there is no doubt left.